And now we have with us Laurie McKellar, Director of Product Marketing for Process and Applications at OpenText. Laurie, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk applications.
All right, let's talk
well, there's lots of announcements around AppWorks.
Yes.
What's going on with AppWorks at the moment?
Yeah, well, I think AppWorks is just getting a lot of visibility because organizations need to change the way that they serve their customers and their employees, but their infrastructure and those big investments, in some cases, are holding them back. And I think we're seeing a definite trend for the need for purpose-built applications, but to be able to stand them up quickly so that they can make those changes to meet the needs and be agile and competitive. But at the same time, the business has been underserved, so they really understand the business process and they want to help take an active role in mapping out what type of application would help them. And I think AppWorks is the perfect solution for that need.
Let's talk about the why and how of this. First of all, why? What's the benefits for the customers?
Right, so they're able to build an application and kind of look at the process in two ways. One is, how can I help my customer or employee make a better decision? And that often means bringing information across into one view from disparate systems. So we kind of break down those silos and can present information in a holistic way to make a good decision. But also organizations are looking for where they can just automate through a process, where you don't need a human to take an action or make a decision and just process it through. So we offer both of those capabilities in a low-code platform, which really allows for rapid application development. So there's building blocks, and I equate it to Legos. You pre-built parts, you put them together to build something, and it really allows the business and the developers to come together and prototype and develop applications much more quickly.
And I wanted to follow up about this whole low-code approach. So this is about not having to rely on traditional developers or IT departments.
Right.
What kind of end users are going to benefit from this?
Yeah, I think it's actually a collaboration between the business, your business analysts, as well as your developers. I think they need to work in concert together. But what it allows you to do is let the developers focus on more complex and just kind of worry about the infrastructure and security, where the business person who's intimately involved in the process every day can actually prototype what they want their UI to look like, what the process needs to be, so they can actually do this largely on their own with some support, but focus on those business processes that might be smaller but have huge impact for the organization.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense because they're close to that.
Yes.
So tell us about the maturity of all this. Is the wider world ready for that kind of approach?
Oh yeah, this is a very hot market. We had two analysts here on site at Enterprise World, and one of them described it as on fire because, as I mentioned, the business has been underserved and there's pent-up demand for how we can automate. And once you have an application that really suits and serves the needs of the business, the light bulb goes on and you think of all the other places where you can gain efficiencies. So very much a growing area, and it allows you to leverage the investments you've made in your infrastructure, but bring that information together in a quick, rapid deployment way.
So we're hearing a lot more about all this year than we did, say, 12 months ago. If you could look into a crystal ball and think where we're going to be a year from now, what would you say?
Yeah, so basically some of the analysts show that process is tied to strategic initiatives. So digital transformation and such, it's a strategic initiative, but also the growth of process-based applications is growing. They predict it to grow for the next 24 months. And I think it's not even just looking for those smaller pieces of a business process that we can automate, but we think about it's not just humans making information. Now we have devices that are producing data. So you have analytics that you can then bring into these applications to provide actionable insight. So I think when you look through the future, this is just going to get more and more critical and more important.
Well, I can't wait to catch up with you about that again. Thanks so much, Laurie.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.